Y'all have been waiting for this. The return of Dear Bombshell relationship advice. You have given me over 25 different scenarios to choose from for tonight's episode. I picked out the top 5 burning situations. By burning, I mean these are wonderful situations that I feel like I can give advice as a friend, not a doctor, not a licensed therapist, but a friend. A good listening ear, a sounding board with third-party advice on how to handle your situation. With that being said, here's the 5 situations. Number 1. Currently, my fiance and I are in premarital counseling, and we live in 2 different areas. Of course, the counselor keeps pushing buttons and wanting to discuss what town will you settle down in. We have several months before this decision has to be made. My woman and I have had issues with this counselor. I would love to change counselors. What's a good way to start a discussion of possible change of counselors? This is a touchy situation. You two got engaged over the holidays. You also are very serious and very madly in love with each other. I would say there has been some issues with the particular counselor in question. And if you have someone else in mind, you want to approach this in a gentle tone. Say, look, I appreciate your thoughts, your views, but this isn't working for us. This isn't working for me. We want to go in a new direction. Maybe you want to do this at the next counseling session, but before you do it to that counselor, most importantly, the best thing you can do is sit down with your fiance and tell her face to face, not over the phone, not in a phone call, face to face. This is very important. Communication is key in all 5 questions. And that's why I've chosen these 5 questions, because it seems like miscommunication is so easily done these days. And the best way to do things is not in a text message, not over the phone, face to face, because then and only then can your issues be dealt with and solved once for all. Sit down, tell your fiance, hey, you know, and I know that this man or woman, the counselor, whatever it is causing problems or stress within our relationship. It's clearly not working for us as a couple, and it's not working for me. So how are we going to fix this? How are we going to solve this? And if she says, well, what's your suggestion? You've given yourself a leadway to give your opinion on how to solve it. But the most important thing you can do is express your opinion, not in a shouting manner, not in a manner where you're trying to get your point across and you think you're not being heard, but in a simple discussion between 2 people who clearly love each other and want to get married and don't want to have any problems at the beginning or during the marriage. Question number 2. I went on a first date about a year ago. This man, we met online. We texted for 6 weeks before this date, and well, anyway, we go on this date. The waitress comes to the table, and instead of asking what we wanted to order, I thought that's what this waitress is going to ask. She says, don't worry, honey, he's already ordered for the both of you. At first, I don't think anything of it. But then when it comes to dessert, and it's something that I don't like, I bit my tongue anyway and smiled through the whole process. I just then gave him at the end of the night the look. I don't feel like you're the same man that I met online at the end of the night, and I told him I couldn't see, and especially when he said he could see me as a wife, I could see it clearly escalating faster than what I had envisioned, especially after being controlled, if you will. At this point, red lights were going off, and I felt like, it was a warning sign to just be honest, and I just told him there would never be a second date. Until a few days ago when I saw him at the grocery store. We stopped, we chatted, and he had clearly changed. He wasn't the same man that I went out with on that date. And now I asked him for a second date. He said yes. The next date happens this Saturday night. And I'm wondering, is opening my heart the right thing to do, and being honest and giving this man a second chance? Am I doing the right thing? Okay, so clearly time has passed. Clearly, maybe things didn't work out the first time around. Maybe he's learned not to take away your voice and let your voice be heard. You know what they say, that you can learn through your mistakes. Maybe he's had other experiences and realizes he didn't do the right thing. I think opening your heart to this man is the right thing to do. I think giving him a second chance is the right thing to do. But most importantly, don't look at this date as a second date. Look at it as a first date with a man you had an acquaintance with at one time. You didn't necessarily have a dating relationship. You had an acquaintance with, meaning you had an outing with. So therefore, you are going on a first date with an acquaintance that you used to know. And you're just renewing a friendship, A. B, you're seeing if that friendship can grow into love. Don't take life so seriously. Live life like you can't wait for the next moment to happen, because you are excited to see where your life is going. Okay? The fourth question. I guess this is the third question. I'm sorry, I'm getting out of order. So my girlfriend and I are talking about moving in together. However, both parents are old school, and they see it as a problem that since we love each other, why can't we say I do and put a ring on it? Is that so wrong, is what I keep getting asked by both sides of the family. And what I would like to know, is it so wrong to want to live together, share our experience in love day to day, before we put a ring on it, before it's forever? I'm old school too, so you're really asking the wrong person that question. I would say, if you're in a committed relationship, why not seal the deal and walk down that aisle? I think that living together is unnecessary. I think that you're just tasting the milk before you buy it. And honestly, I think that both those parents are seeing that too, that you're both not taking a relationship seriously. This is just fun time USA. So unless you seal the deal, you are not serious in this relationship, and maybe you should start seeing other people. I hate to break anybody up. I hate being the bearer of bad news. But sometimes you got to look at the situation in all aspects. And I honestly see two people here who are scared to commit to each other. And if you're in a relationship, that's the worst thing you can do. You want to be able to open up and talk out your fears, your insecurities, okay, look, this is going on and I don't feel good about this. And you can't be like, okay, I'm going to go tell Sister Susie what's going on, and it won't get back to him because I'm friends with Sister Susie. Because 10 out of 10 times, Sister Susie's got a crush on that man of yours, and he's going to, I'll get this right in a minute, and she's going to go back and tell him what you just said about in private or in confidence. And then there goes the whole relationship. Do you want that? And if that's just taking the woman's side. Now I'm going to take your side here, okay? Let's say you go tell a good friend at the bar, okay? Because you men love to hang out, throw darts, drink beers for whatever reason. So you go to a bar. You're airing your insecurities to those bunch of men there. Do you honestly think that's not going to get back to her? And then, maybe you tell, hey, you know what, I see that waitress over there, she's kind of hot. And then you're going to that's going to get back to her that you thought that waitress was hot. And then there goes problems. So therefore, yes, I think that you two are not serious. I think that moving in together is the worst possible thing. Put a ring on it, seal the deal. Don't be scared. Because God's watching. Okay, next question. I also have PCOS. My boyfriend is great. I've been with him for over 4 years. However, lately we're discussing kids, and he says if we can't have kids, adoption is not an option for him. And I'm afraid that he will break up with me and choose to pursue it with someone who can. He knows that I've always wanted to be a mom, and now I'm insecure that if I can't give him or us a baby, he will leave for a woman who will. How can I express my concerns in a way that he will listen and understand without losing him? Oh boy. With PCOS comes that insecurities. With PCOS comes, at least for me anyway, comes that, oh my, I can't do this properly. And you see all the problems, all the issues with yourself that these other girls who don't have PCOS have no clue what's going on with you. And that's fine that they don't have any clue, because the only person that matters is your man. And if your man is like telling you adoption is not an option, and that's something you've always longed to do, is be a mom, then maybe he's an option. Because anybody that can't support you in your dreams and your goals does not need to be a part of your life. And anybody who sees a fault in not being able to have a child, there's no words. I have no words for that. I would say that PCOS does limit you in infertility, absolutely, but it does not limit you all the way. Sometimes there are options, and very expensive options. But where adoption is an issue for that gentleman, I don't know if he sees you as an option or if he sees you as the only one in his life. And again, I hate breaking everybody up, or being the bearer of bad news. I just feel like honesty is the best policy here. Anybody that treats you like you have a malfunction, like, you know what, if you can't give me this, then I'll find somebody else who can. Honey, value yourself. Put some value on your, well-being in the relationship. What are you bringing to the table? You're more than just a baby-making machine, okay? You are a woman with feelings. You are a woman that has needs. And, if he realizes that, hey, if I lose her, no big deal, I'll go out and find somebody else who can, is he worth it? That's my question to you, because I already know the answer to that. Hell no. Okay. And the last question of the evening. So several years ago, I was in a serious relationship. I had a mistake. I cheated on him with a man that first annoyed me, but won my affection by giving me attention, that he put me first. He made me feel important. And some time passed, and I regret that choice now, because I am the one who just got cheated on. And I want my ex back. And how can I make him see that my choice then that ended us was a huge mistake? I'm sorry, and we deserve another chance. Wow. First and foremost, there's going to be a big issue with trust. Okay? I see that. And secondly, I want you to think about all the things that went wrong the first time around with this man that caused you to mistake. Now, I am a big believer that there are some situations where you can give a second chance, even a third chance, if you're in love. But you were in a serious relationship. You made your choice to cheat. And now, just because some time passed and this has happened to you, the same thing that you did previously, that gives you the right to go back to him and go, hey, look, honey, I'm so sorry. You were right. This man, he's a loser. He cheated on me. Do you think that that's an old song by Randy Travis, I told you so, would not come into place? I honestly think that song he would probably sing it to you on karaoke. I hate to say it, but on that, I don't think that he would give you a second chance. because you made a clear, conscious choice to cheat on him. And now just because you got cheated on by the same man that you left him for, you decide now that it's okay to come back? No. Now, that concludes my Dear Bombshell, What Do I Do? I know I was a little harsh tonight, but my big thing with you on all these situations is that I am your listening board. I am your sounding board. You give me your situations, your scenarios, if you will, and I give you some suggestions on how to help you, on what a friend would tell you. And more importantly, you just take my suggestion and then make your own decision. I hope that helps you all tonight. Next up, you have 5 questions for your bombshell, and we're getting to those right now.